Hello everyone and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. Today we are going to be working on an old schoolhouse build for the custom world Stoneridge Valley. If you enjoy my content, feel free to hit a like on the video. That will show YouTube that you like the content that I am creating and will also help get this video out to other viewers. And if you would like to go ahead and subscribe, that way you can see when I post another one. And if you hit the notification bell when you subscribe, that will also give you a notification that I have posted or uploaded another video. I want to first apologize to my viewers for not getting any videos out here lately like I was hoping to. My building has slowed down a little bit, as in it is taking me a little bit longer to get some of these builds done, so that is causing a little bit of problem as well. But unfortunately here at the beginning of the year, I think is when it actually started. It's been going on now for about 5 or 6 weeks. I have been having a little bit of an asthma flare-up, and it has caused me to have a lot of problems with breathing and being able to talk and anything else. So I am currently going to be going to the doctor to see about getting my meds changed, maybe hopefully get some medication for my inhaler that's a bit stronger, because this time it was really hard to fight off the attack that I was feeling, and it did cause a lot of problems. I am still struggling a little bit with it, but I can at least now talk for the most part without having any problems, and I can breathe a whole lot better and can actually hopefully get this voiceover done. I have already, in just a short time, I mean the video has only been going on for about 2 minutes, and I've already had to stop my recording just so I could try to a little bit clear my throat a little bit, and then also try to get a little bit under control. But anyway, so we are working today on an old schoolhouse for the custom world. It's going to look like a church for the most part, but it's actually going to be a schoolhouse. This is where your Sims are going to go. It's going to be the one of two, I think, is what I'm going to end up doing. So I'm going to have one schoolhouse out in the country that would have looked a lot like a church. They would have used it as a church actually back in the day, and at the same time it was also where they held school. So I'm going to try to make it look a lot like one of those old schoolhouses where it looks like it was a church, or it was used as a church, and then of course the kids would then use it as a school during the week. I did add a little bit of an extension onto it. That way I could put the stairs going down in the basement. That's where your Sims are going to go to actually go to school. So hopefully it should work, hopefully as planned, to where they do go, come to this building to go to the school. The Sims probably won't really come to this location for really any other reason unless you want them to come over here and hang out, or maybe do some type of hangout with other Sims. They might come here, but it's going to be pretty much just for the school. The school will be in the basement, so the Sims are probably going to treat this like any other school lot in the game. So, but anyway, I wanted it to look as much like an older schoolhouse as I could get it. And so yeah, I did try. I used like this, it looks like a concrete bench, I think is what it is. I don't know what pack it's from, but I have used it a few times. It's the only bench really in the game that I've ever found that can kind of look like a church pew. So that's the bench I end up using and end up putting in. I did put a fireplace in, and I put it in the center because it would have been more in the center anyway, because that's how they would have helped heat the church the best that they could have. And of course all the kids and all the families, when they were there for church or for school, of course would probably fight over who gets to have the seat the closest to that fireplace, because it would have been the warmest. So yeah, but that's pretty much the look I was going for. It does have a little bit of like an attic space. I didn't do anything with the attic space. It's just kind of there. because there was room, and I even put I think a ladder in for the Sims to go up there. So if you want to use the attic space for something, go right ahead. Just put whatever in. I am using limited packs in this, so I don't have as much that I can use to try to help fill up the space and decorate. So some areas I am leaving blank. Now if I would have done this world with all the packs that I own, of course the lots would have been more furnished and decorated, but also at the same time I almost feel that back in the day the houses and the buildings, especially out here, away from town, out in the country, not being very accessible to all the goods that they could get while they were in the market or anything like that. I feel like they wouldn't have been nearly as decorated or as lavish looking as what some of them houses, or I should say I don't know if they were really called apartments back then, but the multi-home complexes that they would have had a lot more, they would have been able to get to the store a lot easier and would have been able to get a lot nicer stuff and maybe decorate their homes a lot better. While out here it would have been a lot more poor, and it wouldn't have been as easy for them to get the goods or the decorations or even any kind of product really as it would have been back in the town. So I do kind of view it as being a little bit more empty out here, and I'm kind of hoping maybe the buildings and in town, when I do start working on some of the residentials in the town, because I do want to put a couple of residential lots in town before I consider this world being complete. I do feel that we are getting closer. There's just a few more things that I would like to have in this world to be considered complete before I do get it set up and have it available as being finished. I do end up planning on I do want some houses. I'm kind of jumping all over the place here with my conversation, so I'm sorry about that. But I do want to have some families or some households at least that will come with the world. But at the same time, I would like to be able to build lots for this world that use any pack that I have. I don't want those lots to be restricted. So I plan on creating like a save file to go along with it. While the world itself is going to only require the few packs, I do plan on making that save file. That way I can have a lot more, and then hopefully be able to, you'll be able to download this. You'll be able to play it as is, have a couple of already pre-made families in the world already. But if you would like more pre-made families and more houses and lots be completed, then of course download the save file to go along with it. That will require a lot more packs, and then I think your Sims, then you'll be able to have a lot more Sims and everything else that to make the world more lively and filled out, and hopefully be able to then also get some more decorating and get some of the other, like maybe the more expensive houses, to be able to have them a little bit more lavish and decorated versus using with the limited packs that I do have and not being able to decorate them quite as much. So that is kind of my plan. I do plan on putting at least a couple of residentials yet in town. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that or how I want them to look yet. And I think I have one more house still that I do have complete that is going to be for out in the country. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do any more. I'm trying to kind of scatter them a little bit for the world. That way when you download it, they are kind of scattered about and not just all in one area. So the couple of houses that I have built, I believe I have one starter home, actually two, they wouldn't really be considered starter homes, but I'm not really going to consider them as family homes either, just because they only have one bedroom. You've already seen the one. It's the one where I have, it is kind of a family home. It's got, husband and wife, and then of course it's designed to have like a newborn baby or a toddler in it. But the other one that I just recently finished, that one is strictly just a one bedroom, but the price range on it would be more of a like a family home type of price, but it's not really a family home. It's more or less maybe a single person's home that maybe they have just a little bit more money. That house is going to have a barn and everything else. I did put that house in and use the pets pack. Even this church is going to have the pets pack in it. I put some of the troughs and stuff outside of the church for the horses to be hooked up on. So I am trying to include some of that. I do want to add a little bit more in town that will also allow it to where you ride your horse into town and you can kind of hook them up so they don't run away type of thing. But the other house that I was talking about that I have built, that does have a barn attached to it. It's set up with a stable and everything, and then of course, just like every other house out here in the country, it also has a small garden to help so the Sims can they can still make the stuff that they need to survive. I don't know what was up with this table. It was driving me positively batty, and I didn't even realize that I had it backwards that whole entire time. But that's okay. I just went ahead and moved the door. I think I leave the door there. But yeah, it was driving me absolutely bonkers trying to get that stupid chair to line up. I don't know why it took me that long, but it did. So but anyway, so just doing a little bit more decorating here in the church, trying to get the lights around. I don't want it to be like a whole bunch of lights, but I want it to be enough to where the Sims, you can see them moving around, but I don't want too many. Unfortunately, when it comes to like candlelight and everything, there would have been a lot of candles around to help light up the place. So, and of course, here as you can see, fighting with the darn lighting glitch of Sims 3, it's a wonderful thing. Anybody who's ever tried to do outdoor lighting or any lighting in general, even inside the building, I'm sure you know the struggles of the lighting in between floors and the foundation, and it just, I'll never understand why. I still don't know why it is. Like, you've seen it when I was trying to put the light outside of that little extension there to go down to the school. It lights up fine in the foundation area, but when I tried putting like those invisible lights above to try to help make that look a little bit neater and nicer, it still, for whatever reason, wouldn't light up the area. I don't know why. I've never understood that. It doesn't always that doesn't always glitch out like that. But for some reason, every now and then it does, and I've never really figured out why it does that for sure. So unfortunately, when I can't get the lighting to look right, I will either find alternative ways around it, or I just won't bother at all, because I want the lot to look nice regardless. I know there's lighting mods and stuff out there that's supposed to fix that, and I've even heard of one that's supposed to help fix between the levels. But again, I don't want to build with those types of mods in my game, because then if somebody were to download the game, or not download the game, but download my lot and use it, and they go to playing it and the lighting looks really, really bad because they don't have the mods, I don't really want that to happen. I want your world or your lot to look just as good in your game as it does in mine. So I do what I can not to use any of those graphics type of fixing. I do take that kind of stuff out of my game whenever I'm building. That way I know that the lot that I'm uploading is the same lot that you're going to have. I do try to do that the best that I can. So now if I do use a mod that moves stuff around or adjusts things, like you'll see me moving curtains and like cabinets and different things here and there, I do post all of those mods that I do use, especially in the building. I do have those on my website, so just go to my website. I have that linked down below, and you'll be able to download those mods as well if you would like to try them to move stuff around when you're decorating and building as well. I don't think I could ever build or decorate without them anymore. They are a lifesaver. They do kind of give a little bit of the same as what you would get in Sims 4, but of course in Sims 3 instead. So I do highly recommend some of those mods. They definitely are a lifesaver, I think, when it comes to decorating and building. So Anyway, so we're just going on a little bit more on the outside here, then trying to get, just little minor details, trying to get those in. And these are the only support pieces that I have found that seem to look the best when it comes to this old-fashioned type of look. So those are the ones that I am pretty much using all around. And then other areas that I did to also try to incorporate this church is off to the side. You can't see it during the build, but there is a cemetery. It's going to be a separate lot. I did not include the cemetery this time on this lot just because I'm trying to use this lot more like a school. But there is access. There will be a path that I added into the world that will go off into the side there, and then it will go to the cemetery. That build will probably be coming up next, so keep your eye open for that video of when I do the cemetery. And then hopefully after that will be the build for the house that I have created. And then hopefully I can still get some more videos out. Like I said, they are taking me a little bit longer, especially when I do the houses. The church wasn't too bad. I mean, it's only an 18-minute video and I don't have it sped up at full speed. And then the cemetery, I think, ends up being, it's only like maybe 10 minutes long, that video. But the house, unfortunately, I start getting into those builds and those are going to take me longer. Houses have always just taken me a while. I'm really just a really slow builder, so unfortunately my videos are going to be a little bit long. I do try what I can to try not make them too long, because I'm sure most people don't sit through the end of the video. If you happen to be the one that sits through the end of the video, go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know that you did get that far. And thank you so much for sticking around with me for 16-17 minutes of the video. I do truly appreciate it. And I do hope that watching my videos you'll get to see maybe a little bit of something that maybe you didn't know about or didn't know you could do, and hope that maybe my speed builds do help you a little bit in that aspect. And I do try my best to always respond in everything to the comments below, and I try to answer any questions, and hopefully I can help you the best that I can anyway if you're having any issues. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of problems with my game. I don't get a lot of errors. I don't have very much in the way of lag or anything like that. So, and even the building is for the most part pretty smooth, so, and I don't have too much issue. So I do try to help if you have those types of problems, but unfortunately I'm not an expert on fixing that kind of stuff, but I will try my best. So here we are on the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to stick around for the next video coming up, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.